Hey guys, it's Miss Lawson. Welcome back to the Art Barn YouTube channel. Thanks for joining me on another draw along. Today's draw along, we're doing a Christmas gnome with a few Christmas surprises under his hat. So today's draw along, you will need a single sheet of paper. It is a foldable. Now, don't discourage, don't shut me off quite yet if you don't have a single piece of paper. You can take this gnome and you can just draw him with his hat on, or follow the steps and just draw him completely like this on your paper. So it doesn't have to be a foldable, but that is how I'm showing you for it today. So I hope you're so excited to join in on this. I don't know much about gnomes. I don't own any gnomes, but I do know you've never seen a gnome without his hat. So what does he have underneath there? What does his hair look like? Maybe that's why he wears a gnome hat all the time. Maybe his hair is not presentable. So go grab your art supplies and let's get started.
Let's talk about the supplies in my pencil pouch. Pencils, mechanical pencils, crayons, colored pencils, and markers are all great tools to use during our draw-alongs.
Okay, we are going to be drawing a Christmas gnome, but it's going to be a foldable. So if you cannot get a single piece of paper, this is what you're going to need for it. And first we're going to fold it. So please pay attention because this is probably the hardest, one of the hardest parts. So I've got it vertical, which means the long sides are on the side, top and bottom are short. I'm going to take the short bottom, I'm going to bend it up to the short top, and then I'm going to crease it. Now, right now, the fold is on the bottom. Once I take that fold, I'm going to flip it to the top. So now, again, the fold is folded, and it's at the top. The bottom is the open part. So there's two layers, the top and the bottom. I'm only taking the top layer, that short top layer, I'm going to fold up to where that crease is. So again, it was just the top layer that I took, not the bottom layer, and I folded that in half also. This is the part that is going to be open and up where it'll surprise what's under the Christmas gnome's hat. So our hat has to be on this top layer that is folded, and then our gnome's head must be on the bottom layer. So use a permanent marker, use a crown, use anything to draw. I'm going to be using my drawing pen that came with these other ones. So there's two different tips. I have a fatter tip and a skinnier tip, and I like that just because I like to have the different tips available. So again, the top part where we folded, his hat has to stay from the top of that paper to the fold. It cannot go below the fold. So we're starting with a triangle shape. So the point of the triangle is up, and then the bottom of the triangle is going to be right on the edge of that fold. And then I'm going to come up a little bit, make another same line. This is just decoration in his hat. And then add a few parallel vertical lines inside the rim of the hat. Okay, so now we're going to create the gnome's face and body, which more of his face, not so much of his body. It's going to be on this part of the paper. So I'm not touching the fold paper, I'm touching the bottom paper. I'm going to bring a line down and a line down. This is like the side of his face where his beard is. I want to make sure that they're even. So when I bring his beard to the middle, I have, it's the correct space. Now, your beard can change. I'm going to do more of a zigzag beard, which means I'm just at the end of this line, I'm going to go up a little bit and then bring it more diagonal. And go in a little bit, and then I'm going to bring it to a point. If you wanted to make a different type of beard, that's up to you. And yes, I messed up, but it's okay. Now his shoulders, I'm just going to go where the beard is at the highest and just bring two lines down for his little gnome body. Okay, then we're going to work on his nose and mustache. So coming up from that center, I kind of just want to measure. I want to leave room for the eyes and the cheeks. So right about in that first zag, I'm going to draw his little gnome nose, and that's more of a rounded square. And then his mustache is kind of like a snake tongue. It has like that split. So I'm going to start on the corner of his nose, go out and out, back to the middle of his nose. Same thing on the other side. Start right here, out and out, back to the middle of his nose. And then right between that, I'm going to make where his little mouth shows. Now the sides of his face. So in this corner where the hair started, I'm going to draw a line, a diagonal line going towards the mustache on both sides. Then right underneath this fold, so right underneath it, I'm going to draw 2 long and skinny rectangles. Those are his eyebrows. And then to make his nose, I'm going to start on the corner of the eyebrow and go to the corner of the nose. Corner of the eyebrow to corner of the nose. It kind of makes his nose. And then a dot for his eye. Dot for his eye. And then I'm not going to leave. I'm going to make a circle, not with the black. Okay, so we've got our gnome. Now we have to open up his hat. So we've got a few things to do. This part we're leaving. We do need to bring these 2 lines up. So the side of his face I want to bring up before I do anything. This prevents me from making any kind of line, and that way when I close it, you can't see it. So we have to make the top of his hair. Gnome hair, I don't even know what gnome hair looks like because I've never gnomes they always have a hat on. So just create whatever type of hair you want. All it is, let's see. Give him a nice do. I want to be careful where I go. Let's pretend his gnome hair is like that. Again, that's why I brought these lines up. So if I close it, you still can't see his hair. Now, inside his hat, what does gnome have? I'm putting different Christmas things that I would think a gnome would have under his hat, like maybe a Christmas stocking, which just looks like a sock. Maybe a small Christmas tree. Maybe a Christmas ornament, and Christmas ornaments come in all shapes and sizes. Maybe some snowflakes. Maybe a peppermint. This is where it comes good to switch over to my other pen. I can make those. Pick little things like stars and snowflakes where you could add multiple of them and kind of fill in blank space. What about a bell? So you've got many ideas that you could incorporate within. Okay. So once you feel like you've got enough items in your Christmas gnome, then go grab what you're going to use to add color. I think I'm going to bounce between my alcohol ink markers and my colored pencils and my crayons. I just have a bunch of different things. So I'm going to be using, obviously, greens. So I'm going to do green and red for his hat, and then obviously green and red. I mean, your Christmas colors, green, red, yellow are going to be most of your colors, and then I have a pink for his cheeks, a skin color, gray for his hair. So go grab what you're going to use to color, and let's add some color to it. Okay, I think I've got my surprise gnome, Christmas gnome. So he looks like a normal little gnome you would see in your garden. But surprise, he's a Christmas gnome. Full of Christmas surprises. Oh, I forgot to do my Christmas present. Okay, I hope you enjoyed creating your own Christmas gnome, surprise gnome with me. Again, if you don't have the paper to fold, you can always just do this in your sketchbook and either just draw the gnome like this, or don't have the surprise and just draw the gnome like that. So that's up to you. Thank you for joining me as we drew our little Christmas gnome with his Christmas surprises under his hat. I hope you enjoyed your time with me. Again, please share your artwork with me. I love to see anything you create. And don't forget to check out all the other Christmas draw-alongs I have and paint-alongs. I know I have a good one, Cool Santa, I did last year that I loved. And I think this year I'm going to try to make Bad Santa. Not because he's made some bad choices or he's on the naughty list, but you'll see why he's called Bad Santa. So go ahead, check out the other Christmas themed draw-alongs, and I can't wait for you to join me again.